We will explore why they broke apart.
Yeah, I wish they made it too. I think this team should have stayed together.
Gaining those 3 extra points to qualify for LAN.
It's probably too quiet for you guys, huh?
Problem number 1.
My bad.
We cannot ignore how little time this team had played together. It is no secret that specifically for Naughty and Alb, the last few splits of Pro League have been a revolving door of teammates that they played with. When this team was put together, many realized that while LAN was possible in their first split together, there were some clear chemistry issues that needed to be ironed out over time. First off, Alberlelli was coming off a split with FaZe where he was the IGL. Coming into LANimals, he was not going to be IGLing, and it stated that he wanted to break some of the bad habits he had in regards to communication. Meanwhile, Naughty was finally teaming with someone new after—
I think they should have stuck it out until LCQ. Like, at the very least, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, they were a good team. But obviously they had a lot of problems too. But it feels like they were a pretty new team and they just gave up on it. I don't know.
After playing with Zach Mazer as his IGL for the past 2 years, and Mazer's IGLing and communication style was very different than that of their new IGL, Lou. And Lou himself was coming off being dropped by Sentinels, who he had previously spent around a year and a half with. While all three clearly had a lot to prove and shared a desire to make this team work, considering their recent circumstances, their previous teams' playstyles varied, their teammates' personalities and communication styles varied, and ultimately this meant that there would need to be an adjustment period. And unfortunately, it took a bit longer than anticipated. LANimals had 3 match days where they scored single-digit points. 2 of those came on the first 2 match days of the split. And not only was their early chemistry still being figured out, but so was the macro. Those first 2 match days, they were still playing a comp of Seer and Bangalore with a third of Wraith, Catalyst, or Valk. It wasn't until their 3rd match day that they dropped the Bangalore in favor of Rampart and they really started to find their stride. During this period, they also unfortunately had their coach Koljan part ways with the team due to personal issues.
I don't really know what happened with Koljan. I guess it's personal issues, but I wonder if it's something else as well.
Coach Koljan
it seemed like he was on another team instantly.
Ways with the team due to
Maybe I'm wrong
personal
about
issues.
that.
They eventually brought Duplex in to replace him, but once again, that just throws another person into the mix that will take time to become effective in their role as they learn about the team. This change was gradual, and they never truly found their best final form until their final match day of the split.
Definitely felt like Lou and Naughty did not like get along. I don't know, Lou was being really hard on Naughty.
But in the regional finals, they decided to continue to tinker.
They should have
with
stayed
their
as a
legend
team.
comps. On Stormpoint, they continued.
They should have finished out the LCQ together as a team. And just decide. Honestly, after whatever what's it called? ALGS. Like after ALGS, if I was on that team, I would have said, guys, let's all like stick it out until LCQ, and then whatever happens LCQ, we either qual and stay as a team, we don't qual, and we go our separate ways. I think that makes the most sense for their scenario. I think I remember watching something from Lou. I think Lou said that he felt like he was already done with the team, and that if he kept playing with the team, they wouldn't qualify because he gave up on them already. Don't quote that for 100% true, but I think I remember watching a video of him saying that. I feel really bad for Alb in this whole situation, to be honest. He sacrificed so much, and I know like deep down Mac has always like he just wants a team to commit to. Like a team that like believes in each other and trusts each other and will like commit and just has potential to be the best, which is what their team had. Like their team had potential to be just absolutely insane. Just seemed like there was just like ego issues. I don't know, where, you know, they're serious, but if things go wrong, you know, they don't harp on them right away. They go over them together, shit like that.
Prior match day, albeit
are a lot less toxic
success,
overall.
but still their storm.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Naughty and Alb split up as well, to be honest. I feel like Alb had a lot of growth this like most recent year, like as a person and a player. I feel like he had a ton of growth and like brought himself back to being like that top 5 player that he was. You know what I'm saying? Which is why it sucks so bad to see this team break up, because I felt like this team was like finally the team he found that, you know, I thought this was like gonna be the one, you know? And like seeing how much he grew as a player and a person, and then the team falling apart and how much he sacrificed too as well, like to play with this team. I don't know, I feel for him. I feel for him completely.
For worse POIs such as frag.
I mean, Marston, they're not losing because their team is mechanically bad or something like that. That was not why they're losing at all. Their team is mechanically very, very good. They're just losing, I mean, purely just because of their, like, mentality, honestly. Their vibes and shit are just so bad. When he's on a good team that he likes, Dr. Wells, I honestly think he is, yeah. He's very good. I mean, Wu is better at controller than he was on M&K. He was like too inconsistent on M&K with his playstyle. He plays exactly the same as he does now, but now he has aim assist, so he's just even better.
The foundation of success.
Bro, a big reason why this team didn't actually do good, or like, no, they actually did good. They barely missed the qualifier. They did good. Like this, they're like 2 points from qualifying to LAN. But a big reason is because they didn't have POIs. If they had their own POIs, they would have qualified. If they had their own POIs, bro, they 100% would have qualified because they would have had a consistent playstyle. Which is another reason, like, they did so good for, like, having no POIs and a brand new team, and then they just, like, chalk the team instantly.
They then die in an attempted Valcult into zone where once again they have failed to put much pressure at all on the teams around them and instead play passively and defensively until they were forced into a lead. But this issue
I thought I was
becomes
watching a
even
TSM
more
VOD for a second
on
right
day
there.
6.
You guys have nades?
No.
I think we.
Why do we not have nades?
I threw 4 nades. I threw 2 arcs and a frag.
You didn't find any nades in the entire game.
I had a white bag and I had no nades. There's one nade in the building. I should have dropped ammo and grabbed it.
I think we threw our Horizon ult too early.
We definitely did. We
just needed 100%. We needed to get on the back of the RV as a team, like before we threw our Horizon ult. So
well, I threw it when they had no. It didn't do anything. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
They just had pre-placed. They had the pre-placed walls. That's what fucked us. Those are the ones that are at the front and back.
Yeah, they did 2 in the corners.
Yeah, we did good.
Bro, do you hear that? That's one thing that I cannot stand though. If you're going to go in on your teammate for 10, fucking 15, 20 minutes when you make a mistake, and then, or when they make a mistake, and then you make a mistake, and then this is your response.
And walls, like they had pre-placed.
This is actually healthy discussion. This is how the conversation should go. Yeah, like my ulti was terrible. It didn't do anything. You're right. What I'm saying is the difference between Lou admitting his mistake and comparing it to when Naughty makes a mistake. Your teammate's just gonna play worse too. Like, honestly, like Naughty is an amazing player, but if you sit there and are saying like, bro, you're doing nothing, like you're just not doing anything, just always on his case about everything, then he's just gonna play worse. I'll never understand that shit. Why do you want your teammates to play worse? I will just never understand that.
Peeked inside.
Always try to build your teammates up, bro.
The wall out at the front.
Bowser, you're actually right, because what happens is if Lou calls out Mac will actually like argue back with him and give him like reasoning for why he's doing what. And Mac is very hard-headed too, where Mac doesn't like to be wrong, and he has a hard time admitting like when he's wrong sometimes. I know he's gotten a lot better at that, but that is why Lou would target Naughty, because Naughty will just take it for some reason. He's kind of like me. He would rather just not like argue back, because all it does is make it worse. I'd rather just get it over with.
Yeah.
Bang swinging me.
Yeah, I get up there.
Bang 70 blue. 70 blue. 2 are low HP on Logon.
Play 2v2. Play 2v2.
I just dropped.
No.
I literally said that. You told me to play 2v2. They're weak.
Why are you doing that, bro?
Because she said he was one. One of them was weak. But I was mid-air dropping already as you said play 2v2. I was capitalizing off the damage.
Bro, you don't do that.
They were so weak. Alright. Okay.
Why do that? You're literally just put yourself in 1v2 and they gave me 1v2. Bro, I don't know why you've been playing like this lately. It's actually so frustrating.
I was just capitalizing off his damage. I apologize.
Okay, yeah, I would have loved for you to 1v2 there, but that's not how the game works. Like, that's not what you do. You know that. You know that. I don't know why, like, your instincts have been so, like...
I don't know, bro, because every fucking game, even if I do something... I don't know. I'm not gonna make excuses.
Yeah, don't make excuses for yourself. Just don't
Figuring
do
it
it
out.
anymore.
I just gotta figure it out. That's it. No matter what. If I do something right or wrong, it's wrong. So I'm gonna figure it out.
I don't know. I just will never understand, like, wanting to lead your team and, like, treating your team like that. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I know my teammate, so, like, I know Naughty. I know he's a good player. I know his potential. Like, he's insane. And if in my mind, so if I'm trying to put myself in, like, Wu's mind. In my mind, like, I'm feeling like, yeah, you're playing really bad lately. Like, I'm not going to sit there and handle it the way he just did. Like, that was awful,
and
bro.
It hadn't been just a recent thing.
Be right back.
Like, it was...
Yeah, I don't know. That whole situation just sucked, man.